So it's currently raining really heavy, guys, and we're just in the back of a truck. Josh is just under the tarp that's connected to the tailgate. We're just connected to a gate here. Yeah, raining quite a lot, but we've used the Dutch Lavvu, or the Polish Lavvu, sorry, pole to hold the tarp up. We've tied that down to the gate in different places. And yeah, we've got the truck going just to warm up and dry some clothes in there before we go camping for a few days.
Usually me and Josh go on spontaneous camping trips, in between work, just when it will allow it. This one's slightly different. We're at the will of someone doing a timing chain upgrade on my Navara, a time-consuming task. We have enough food and enough water and enough patience, so hopefully we'll have a good camping trip. So why don't you come along with us and see just how it goes.
Hey guys, Liam here from Primal Nomad. Hope you're doing well. We're actually here just up in the north of England at a woodland that we're going to be camping at. We've got a nice spot that we've kind of scouted out, which is at the top of a hill with a lovely view. So it's me and Josh for 3 nights camping. Hope you enjoy the video. So we're going through some woodland now, guys. It's a mixture of birch and a few pines, a few other hardwoods, some poplar and what have you. But yeah, pretty kind of uphill terrain. We're just making our way up to the top of a kind of ridge line where there's a really nice kind of clearing that we've spotted, but still tucked away in the woods. So as we're going up this hill, we're kind of getting blessed with loads of gorse and pine. It's a really nice kind of area. So guys, going you can see just how high we're getting now. Oh, just about to go back into this woodland at the top now. And then we're turning into a fairly nice, densely area, populated area. It's got some nice grass at the bottom. That'd be a good place to set up our Polish Lavvu, which we're going to be camping in. So, home sweet home. With a lovely view. And where we just chose to stop is actually somewhere where there's loads of wood sorrel. And wood sorrel is it's a wild edible. Looks kind of like clover, but it hasn't got the banding on it. And there's a really sweet, refreshing taste like apple peel. That's really handy. There is, hey? Scattered. Loves growing in the shade. So because we need to go back to the truck just to get some water, we're gonna we've got a 25 litre bottle of water, which we're gonna bring up some of that. Obviously we're just gonna cover this over with one of the ponchos. We're down in this little dip. You can see Joshy's up there and I'm down in this little divot, which then goes back to ground level there, so it's perfect just to hide things away in. And yeah, we've got one of the Lavvus there and one of these little bags, which is just to bring any more little bits back up with. So we're just walking now with the water. Josh has got it on his shoulder there. He's just using my hat there as a little shoulder pad. So we're just taking it in turns, doing about 100 meters each. There's about 21 liters of water, which obviously equates to about 21 kilos. And that's just in the big jerry can container that I got at the Bushcraft show. So, it just means that we'll have plenty of water, won't be worried about cooking, won't be worried about drinking. And yeah, awesome. About my time to take it now. Josh, what do you reckon?
I'll do a little bit.
Yeah?
Get a feel for it over these bumpy bits.
Yeah, no worries, buddy. Tell you what, lovely dappled light at the moment.
Nice in here.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So it's one of them rare occasions, guys, you'll see me without a hat. And that's again, as I said, because the hat's under my shoulder, just giving a little bit of extra padding while we carry this water. So just making a steady incline again back up the hill towards that ridge where we've left our gear. And we can start getting camp ready. I mean, what a lovely location to be camping, guys. Just feel absolutely privileged. Yeah, buddy. Thank you, sir. Job's a good one. So the whole reason we're actually camping up here is because the truck's gone in for a timing chain upgrade. So that requires the truck to be away for 3 days. And we're up north because it's one of the locations where one of the specialists for the timing chain upgrade to the Navara is located. So we're actually here doing a bit of a wild camp in a really nice woodland that we're lucky to be in. So we're just going to go and drop the truck off now, and then we're going to make our way back to this location a little bit later on and yeah, set up camp. So until then, guys, we'll see you soon. So the truck's just been taken off now by Paul from HCR Autos, and we're gonna go off up to the camp and everything. So yeah, looking forward to it. Walking off into the distance, leaving my truck. It feels weird to hear it drive off without me. It really does. Odd feeling.
We started to walk back in the direction of the forest, eagerly anticipating the holiday that we had ahead of us. For both me and Josh treat these breaks as just that, a change to the monotonous routine of work that seems to take over in modern life all too easily. In a way though, it was nice to know that my truck was in trusted hands, having a major upgrade completed, another thing to tick off the endless list.
So yeah, Paul has taken the car now and we're just on the last little bit of a walk up to camp. Got the food bags with us. I've got mine here. And yeah, I mean, it's just gonna allow us to get up there a bit lighter. I thought we'd drop off all the stuff like you saw. Looking forward to getting camp set up. So we've got the Polish Lavvu, or one half of it, out here. So this is, you know, one poncho. So we're going to button up the arm sleeves. We'll get the other one and we'll button it up on one side, half of the way on the other side, and erect it. So you'll probably see it once we've done that. Guys. Yeah, so that just buttons over double, guys. So it's got one flap that buttons through, and then the other flap comes over, and that just makes sure it's kind of weatherproof and watertight. Absolutely. So guys, we've got the Lavvu basically up. Just got that last peg to put in, eh, Josh? Nice. There we are. Looking good, with a lovely view, which I'll show you guys soon. There we are, we can just unhook this door to get in. Yeah, buddy. Making a little scrape just for the fire. Take it right down to bare earth and mud.
chunky as well.
Yes, decent wood, good and dry. Got a tiny bit of paper birch in here, just surrounded by these other chippings of kind of birch bark and pine. Hey. Instant flame, that kind of stuff. Get some other bits started.
Little chippings.
Yeah, that's it.
All over.
These bits of bark. Get these sticks over the top. It's good to shield from the wind like this. Handy, there's a bit of a dip below. You can see all the oil coming after that bark, eh? Black smoke.
Smells good.
Smells lovely. Birch pine, birch tar and pine. Just lift it up now, give it a little bit of air. Brilliant. And they've taken now. Feed in some of these tiny little birch twigs and larch twigs. Crackle of flames, crackle of wood. Nice. Bit of birch bark always helps, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
We'll
Gets it roaring.
have to go and collect some. We've got so much around in the local area. But nice to just get the fire going while we get camp set up and what have you.
Getting a fire started always makes camp feel that much closer to being a home. The smell of wood smoke drifting past with its familiar smell and unpredictable behaviour, bringing back highlights of previous trips with Josh and many others. And of course, it allows the opportunity to cook and bring a cup to the boil, one thing I'm sure Josh is very happy of.
So yeah, just in the Lavvu at the moment, guys. Tell you what, it's really spacious in here. You know, definitely 2 people worthy. Got the fire going. Just a small fire. Just enough to cook on. Keep us warm. Should be nice. And it looks like it's right below a tree, but it's not really. We've made sure it's in a good location. So I've got this with me, which is just a little trivet kind of pot stand. Just going to put this over the embers and it allows us to not have to make a tripod or anything. There we are. Straight in, somewhere to put the pots. So guys, you've just seen us get the Lavvu up. So what we're going to do is we've got a tree here and another tree just there behind the Lavvu. So we're going to actually have a ridge line set up over that, or in between those 2 trees over the Lavvu, and then we can have one top going to the right, one top going to the left, and hopefully it will act just as a little bit of shelter. So we've got a surrounding area of dryness, because I think the weather forecast is for rain pretty much most days. It was raining really heavily last night. We camped in the truck and just had a tarp coming down from the tailgate down to a kind of like a fence kind of gate area, and then we just used that for cooking while it was raining and slept in the truck. But no, tonight just want to make sure we're dry for the morning if we wake up. So yeah, gonna do that now. So we'll show you that once it's done. I don't have a tripod this time round, so it's mainly just me filming on the Osmo Pro So I'll find a little nook on a tree or something and see if I can get a shot. Use a taut line hitch there. Pull that at tensions there. And just to secure it, you pull that end through, and that's got actually my Prosec knot on it. And a toggle. So I'll just slide that off and redo that. There's a peg there.
Exactly.
There's a little eyelet.
Well, like over here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as far as I can go anyway.
I'll grab a peg. And then we've got two roofs. A good dry area. A line to hang things on.
Yeah, that's it.
Tauten it up a little bit. So guys, as you can see, we've got the Lavvu under the super light tarp here. It's just cresting over the top there. We've got this area folded back because our fire's just over there, and it looks like it's near a tree, but it's not. That's down a dip. And yeah, and then we've got the other DD 3x3, Josh's one in Coyote Brown, next to it. So we've created a kind of roof area with our tent here, so it just protects us from any rain. Got a tiny little centre gap there, which is acceptable. And then we've got a nice line here to hang things on, you know, in the rain if we want to wash anything. So yeah, as you can see, really nice area, and two 3x3 tarps set up with the Lavvu. So we can either sleep under here on bivvy bags if we want to, or in the Lavvu. We could even move the fire out here where it's a bit more open. Good job we got the roof. That's awesome. Like that, so we can take our boots off and shit.
Yeah. It'll dry up out here as well.
Good.
Because it'll be warm more under here and you've got the ground that's just dry out, I think.
Nice
Grass
isn't
at least, probably.
I mean, it's already fairly dry from the rain last night.
That track there, we've got that.
So me and Josh just been collecting some firewood and stuff, so we've got a good collection, and it's a good reminder, even though this is over a tarp, to just make sure that it's somewhere that's going to be kept dry. What good stuff, hey Josh?
Yeah.
You see guys, it's literally littered with all this kind of stuff, which is like birch twigs. Great stuff for getting a fire going in the morning. Great kind of kindling. And also there's just loads of dead fallen here. Like this for example. We've got some dead fallen birch, and that's pretty solid. We've got some dead standing birch here, which is also, yeah, perfect and ideal. You can tell that's really good and dry in there. Just with the pop of that, just breaks off and you can see the dust flying away. Josh has got some birch as well. There's another bit here. You can hear by that sound just how good and dead it is.
You've got that bird song.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Quite light over there.
It is, isn't it? So guys, got my hot chocolate here. Really tasty. Just nice to sit back and smoke in the eyes. Sit back and just enjoy the view. It's absolutely gorgeous up here. And we were just commenting how the bird song's extremely nice. Soothing. So yeah, like before, we've got the roofs up, so we've got a nice dry area. There's a little bit of a gap in between the middle there, but you know, we're not too worried about that because that's out of the way of the Lavvu. Our firewood's independently stacked under there. We've got this roof covering the Lavvu here, and it goes off down to the side there. Of course, we've got all our stuff inside. Yeah, looking forward to spending the first night in it. So yeah, if any of you guys have a Lavvu or have any Lavvu camping experiences, make sure to drop them down in the comments below. Let me know any tips or tricks, or if any of you have stoves. I've looked at a few, looked at the G stove and what have you. The only issue obviously is weight, and I did meet a chap at the Bushcraft show who has a really lightweight stove that he uses in his Lavvu, so hopefully it'll be good to get some information about that. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, drop anything down in below and I'll let you know anything that I figure out as of today. The wind's coming in, it's extremely blustering. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys soon. So me and Josh have been collecting quite a bit of dead timber, so just gonna saw this up into little kind of forearm sized bits just for the old fire or something like that. Something around that size. A lot of it's really good and dead already. All different sizes of dead standing. Right, Joshy, pass you these. Nice. We've got paninis here for tomorrow. Got 4 of those with some bacon. So just boiled some water over the fire to have one of these, which is like a, yeah, kind of mugshot noodle kind of thing. You see Josh has just got his all nicely mixed in, and that water will start boiling any second because it's really hot. But yeah, it should be really nice. Gonna eat that up for food and then just chill for the evening, I think. So yeah, as typical, my hat's on sideways, but yeah, looking forward to eating it. Pretty hungry now. Collected a lot of firewood, as you can probably see just down there. And yeah, got even more over there. I went and collected dead standing. Yeah, so worked up an appetite. The water's just boiled now. Gonna be adding in my sweet and smoky mugshot noodles here. And I'm actually going to be using this, which is new titanium spork. Some of my viewers will be happy to know that I'm not using plastic anymore. And this is a really nice one from Bushcraft Tools, or from West Country Bushcraft. So it's on Dustin's shop. And yeah, just really wanted to support him and get one of these. So yeah, like it says, cooking good in the woods. So we'll get these in. Give them a bit of a stir. About 200 mils of water, I think. I'm trying to experiment, me and Josh, to figure out the exact amount in these billy cans to put. So yeah, just put the lid on that, leave that on the heat for a minute. Let that crack on. So noodles are pretty much done. So it's just starting to thicken up. We'll just have that now for the evening. Chill out. Josh is just making a bit of couscous in his leftover water. So the fire's just going off nicely now, guys. We've got the horizon off in the distance. We're just letting this die down now before going to bed. It's been a good day, hey Josh? Yeah.
It's funny how a bark from the very same species, muntjac, can both excite one on a stalk or hunt, but also send one to sleep. To add to the serenity of the situation, my first night in a Lavvu had been blissfully calm. The morning light had only just twinkled through the canvas, an experience appreciated as a regular bivvy camper, an early riser to the morning light, which in turn means that I'm usually the one to start the fire again first thing, one of my favourite and most anticipated things to do in the woods. I use charcoals from the previous day's burn and strike my fire steel down to carry an ember that would take and hold easily. Feeding the now glowing ember with other smaller coals, again reinforcing the fact that sometimes the simplest methods of fire starting are the most rewarding and effective. I couldn't count on my hands how many times I've started a fire this way while Josh has been asleep, but that's fine. I appreciate and admire his ability to relax, fully surrounded by the smells and sounds of nature. And this should act as a reminder that one man's vision of bushcraft doesn't always have to reflect another's.
So good morning, guys. Slept really well in the Lavvu last night. Josh slept outside it just under the tarp because it was really warm, didn't rain. Yeah, absolutely beautiful morning, super stunning weather. Really lucky, just came for a little walk. I found this kind of little gorge area, which is pretty cool. So it's a, yeah, kind of like goes down this hill. It's got quite a rocky bed and obviously gets quite a high volume of water when it does rain heavily straight off the hills up there. And then goes down to some water that I've just found down here, so you know, if we do run out of water, which I shouldn't imagine we would do, we have got access to some. There's loads of really nice wildlife and trees around here. Last night we heard the muntjac barking, a few owls, 1 or 2 foxes. So yeah, just really nice. Seen a few bumblebees this morning, and look at that, the sun is just glorious. But I'm just going to wait for Josh to wake up, so we'll see you then.
It's been a quiet year for Primal Nomad, but that's not to say things haven't been happening. As you could probably see earlier, I've been busy with the truck, preparing it for trips to come. I have filmed the majority of the build, and I'm currently putting that together to release soon, but it's a constant battle of time. It's times like this, surrounded by the insects and vibration of the woods, that I can take time to reflect on things. The simpler things, like precautions. Simply dousing an area around your fire to protect the ground you enjoy inhabiting so much. Building a basic fire reflector, not only to bounce the heat back, but to dim the light projecting from our campsite onto the horizon. Collecting birch bark that's hanging onto the tree like a thread, almost as if it were waiting for you to help its final stage of a shed. One thing's for sure though, it's all hunger-inspiring work, but that again is one of the many joys of bushcraft. The opportunity to utilise a myriad of skills, be it intricate or elementary, to cook that much closer to nature. A simple stick sharpened and pushed through 2 sausages makes for a perfect breakfast while I wait for Josh to wake.
So Joshy's got some water boiling up, or just on the boil anyway. Ready to have a bit of a coffee, eh? Yeah, buddy.
Somewhere.
What one have you got?
Some Tesco stuff.
Nice. Barista. Got a lush day. Good and sunny. Just want to chill out so far. That's awesome. Big bird of prey. It's coming right over. So we've got pork pie and some Austrian smoked cheese for a little nibble. Just looking out over the view, relaxing. It's been a pretty nice chilled out day. Just having a bit of food and spending some time relaxing. Went and collected some firewood. We've got that all sorted. When I was on my walk, I did see a bit of a big flat stone that I'm thinking might be good for the base of this fire. Maybe put it on there later. Not sure though. Got to check what kind of stone it is. But yeah, apart from that, it's just a really relaxed one today. Not doing too much in the terms of, you know, bushcrafty skill practice, let's say, for example. But, you know, I might do a little bit of feather stick practice later, because that's something you can always scratch up on. Just been really seeing the views, looking at the plants here and the wildlife, and enjoying good food and good company. Lavvu was awesome last night. Slept really well. I woke up at about 6 o'clock in the morning and then fell back to sleep until about 9, which was nice. It was good and dark in there. You could hear all the sounds, and yeah, really comfortable. I was probably, you know, I was fully stretched out, and the top of my head was almost touching the tent, and the tip of my toes were almost touching, so just about my height. Perfect kind of length. And yeah, enjoyed it. It'd be interesting to see what it would be like there were 2 people in there. I don't think it would be too much of a difference, because I was just one side of the pole anyway. But yeah, really nice to fall asleep kind of with the door basically just a quarter open and just have the flicker of the fire coming through and the smell of smoke. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy these bits of nibbles. Tasty. Cheese and pork pie.
We've been blessed by the weather, as our forecast was for a fully wet week. The drive up had been a continuous downpour, and our first night in the truck also. Not to say that our spirits would have been dampened if the forecast was correct, but I couldn't help but appreciate the wave of warmth being carried by the breeze more. Yet, despite the unexpected change, we still prepared our camp for the worst. One thing you can't count on is the weather, and making sure that we stay dry for our stay is definitely top of the list. And with all of those things taken care of, I couldn't help but take the time out to just look at what a beautiful campsite we'd chosen. Surrounded by the hornbeams, birch, pine and larch, it really did feel like home, even if just a temporary one.
So guys, just walking around and I've seen these kind of rocks, which I'm going to bring up to the area, and I can just use these to kind of line that fire area. It's not essential, but it's always a nice little addition. Just keeps the fire nice and contained. I mean, what a lovely area we're in. I was just walking and saw a load of jays and pigeons, a few kites, maybe buzzards. I couldn't tell, they're quite far away, but I mean, just a lovely area that we're in. Really, really nice. So I've come back to the gully that I found earlier. That's got all these rocks and boulders strewn down it. Now these aren't great to be using to cook in a fire. You don't want them getting too hot, but we can put these a few inches away from the fire just as a surround to make sure any burning embers don't roll away, which is really the main idea. So I've got my Millbank brown bag, which is a canvas bag. It's a lot more heavy duty than like a dry sack, and I can just fill this up with rocks and then carry them back. I've got a big bag of stones to put around the fire now.
There's something primitive about collecting stones from the earth, a feeling that I've done this before, but you can't quite place when. It is paramount though, that you select the correct type of stone to use with fires. Wet stones from a river, or ones that may contain flint or cement, are dangerous, and may explode when heating, so always pick with care and look out for signs of intervention in the past, because often rocks tell many tales, and some of my best fossils have been found completely by accident.
Fire circle's all complete. Josh, you just moved it in a few millimetres. So we don't have to get any more stones. Sometimes two heads are better than one. Yeah, just gonna get the fire back up and running. Got these kind of ends of roots of trees, like the bottoms, where from some dead standing. And they've been burning for a little while, just smouldering, taking over while we don't really need flame. But the sun's just starting to set, and over in the distance it just looks beautiful. So there's plenty of birch bark around, guys. So me and Josh are just taking all these kind of loose bits that are already tearing off the tree that are going to shed naturally. So just kind of speeding up the process. We'll put some of this in this bag as well. Handy little storage container. There's all sorts of bits that up here. You can get really good little slithers. All that birch bark and go straight into the tinder bag. Just get nice and full. So following that gorge kind of all the way down, comes all the way to this, jump down, which is some kind of big steps, and it kind of goes down like a big waterfall into a galley, or a valley, sorry. Amazing. Look at that, guys, that's amazing. So we've got up a little reflector for the fire. It will kind of bounce heat back and also kind of dapple the light from the fire over the horizon. Not that we're too worried, but it's yeah, just good practice, less intrusive, and also, just like we said, the benefits of reflecting the warmth back. But yeah, it's starting to feel really cosy here now, and yeah, it's been a lovely day. Got loads of firewood and ready for the evening. Good morning, guys. I'm just a little way away from the camp at the moment. Oh, my stomach's rumbling. Just having a little relax in the sun. I've got this on, but this was just to keep me warm at night. A little bit of a chill in the air last night, and it just kept my neck warm and the back of my head. Yeah, absolutely lovely day yesterday, lovely evening. Today's the last day, so we're going to have one more night camping, I think, anyway, and then probably leave tomorrow morning. Really looking forward to the last day. Got some good food to eat. It's all just dry food this time actually, we're not doing anything extravagant. A few sausages and bacon and what have you. But apart from that, yeah, just relaxing. Practiced making a few fire sticks last night, but it was a bit dark for the camera, and batteries are getting low, so really just more documenting, like I said at the beginning, vlogging the camp. But I'll see you guys soon when Josh is up, and yeah, we'll probably get some firewood, make some food, go for a little hike. See you soon. So I've just been out collecting some of these, which are some really nice birch twigs just fallen from all of these lovely birch trees, and you can see they're just littered all over the floor in amongst all of this wood sorrel and ferns. There's also a few brambles here, so you know, really a good wild food place. I've seen a few currant plants, and yeah, I mean, great for fire lighting here. You can see where we've taken some of these little strips of flaking birch bark, and that's just exposing the deeper coloured bark underneath. But going back to these are really great kindling for the morning. What you can do is, where you've got charcoal embers like you saw me do yesterday, you can just strike your flint and steel on them, and then once you've got a coal, you can put them all together, blow them a little bit until they're hot, and then place some of these on, keep blowing, and the heat will ignite these sticks. Just really wonderful tinder and great for catching a small flame. So you can even get your flint and steel, tiny bit of birch bark, and that will catch, which I might do now.
Taking time to do camp routines is important when out, be it collecting more tinder, kindling or firewood, or hanging the sleeping bag out to air in the fresh breeze. Things that in day-to-day life could be classed as monotonous, but now just a labour of love. Our camp was surrounded by larch, a tree easily to mistake as evergreen, but actually deciduous. It has needle-like structures and cones. It shouldn't really be burnt when cooking on though, as it can produce a sticky tar-like substance that can stick to your meat. Knowing your surroundings is important, and it's always fun to take a hike and explore what may be waiting around the corner for you.
So guys, just taking a little hike away from camp. Been just exploring the surroundings kind of on our last day, and I brought with me just a little Van Gogh stove here. Got my Toke 750 titanium little billy, and I've got just some little Highlander gas here. There's not too much in here, but I'm hoping there's enough to boil up there's about 350 ml of water. Just hoping to boil that up, because I've got a chicken and mushroom pasta sauce, just a little dry food thing, but I thought it would be a good snack for the walk. And I've also got this, which is again the titanium spork from Bushcraft tools. Cooking good in the woods, as they say. But yeah, just gonna sit down here with you guys and yeah, cook this up. I'll show you the progress. So this is just a small little Van Gogh stove head that goes on just normal camping gas. Not camping gas the brand, which has a non-universal fitting. This just goes on any with a screw fitting. And yeah, I'm just boiling the water in this Toke's 750 ml titanium billy. So once that water gets boiling, I'll put this pasta in and then keep it ticking over. You can really pump up the gas on this, and it almost acts like a jet boil, but I like to just have it at a reasonable rate. You don't need to waste gas, and today there's not much wind. So we're already starting to get some steam and vapour coming off that, and that's been about 2 minutes. So yeah, really good. And there we have it. The gas literally just ran out, guys. So that is a shame. But the water's just about steaming, so what I can do is put this in so that starts to swell, and then when I get back to the camp, heat it up all the way through. So just whilst wandering through the forest a little bit this morning, I came across this, which is just a clearing of some beeches, and actually on the branches here you can just start to see the beech nuts forming. So you can see the beech nuts quite clear here, and the leaves of the beech tree. So these are quite young and they're really soft. You can see you can just push them open. But inside each half there'll be a tiny little green nut at the moment forming, probably quite white actually, and eventually that'll be good feeding if you can get there before the squirrels. The problem is that they're hard to open and hard to harvest, but weight for weight they've got more protein than beef. And if you look on the ground, especially over here, you can see evidence of where the squirrel's probably sat on this rock here, and he's been breaking them open. You can see, in fact, the empty beech nut husks there. And in fact, what people would have done prehistorically, or in the past, they would have gathered a lot of these, let them slightly dry out, and then they would toss them in the air, and the wind would carry them bits away, leaving the nut in a basket or in the palm. So yeah, on the floor you can see some nice beech nuts, old beech nuts. These are hollow and the actual fruit's fallen out, or the nut has fallen out. But it just shows evidence that they are here. That's the mighty beech. But one thing to note is really shouldn't ever camp under a beech, because they have a tendency of dropping their limbs without warning. They're an old and mature, well established tree when they're like this. But yeah, it's not worth running the risk of a big dropped heavy beech limb. The floor is just littered and littered with beech nuts everywhere, last year's harvest, and when you walk over them they make a fantastic sound. Lovely. And there's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of... So guys, whilst filming I just walked backwards into that little puddle, but it's lucky that I'm wearing my lower Uplander GTXs, because it only just came up to, well, you can see where it came up to, just below the zip there, so it didn't get me foot wet, so I'm thankful. But I was just explaining to you how careful you have to be when you're camping around a beach, because as you can see on the floor here, lots of fallen limbs. So you can imagine if you had your tarp set there and one of those buggers dropped, it wouldn't be a pleasant wake up. But in terms of safety, always look behind you when you're filming. Sometimes that's just the way of it. Lovely day, lovely morning. Gonna walk back to camp and yeah, catch up with Joshy and catch up with you guys. So I'll see you soon. So that's thickened up really well. It's probably just about done, ready to eat. Test a bit. Oh, smoke in the eyes. Yeah, really nice. Right, I'm going to enjoy this, guys, and I'll see you soon.
Faggots or bundles of kindling are a perfect way of having a quick source of fuel when you're looking for a boost on the campfire. If it's to boil up a cup or just to boost morale, simply bunching some fallen birch twigs, using a slightly more flexible or greener one to wrap around and tie off like a withy. They can be stored in a dry place, ready for when you need one.
Little go packs ready to chuck on.
So we've got a band of rain coming in. You can just see it kind of starting to haze up that area over there. So just get everything out of the half of it. Put all our firewood now, so we'll just keep that stoked. Incoming. Josh is just boiling up some water, and the rain's just starting to come in ever so gently. Not really feeling it at all. In fact, I'm not, but the tarp definitely is, only a little bit. We're quite sheltered still by the trees here, which is lovely. We're just going to wait this one out and keep the fire going. One thing I was just saying is I'm extremely impressed with this little trivet that I got, this kind of camping grill. It's only the size of a zebra billy can basically. Kind of really handy tool, nice and low. So where I had the corner folded back on this tarp, guys, just because there's a bit of rain, I've just tied it out to this larch here. So another good tip to remember larch, guys, is that it is deciduous but acts like an evergreen. It has kind of these little nodules all over the branch, which are kind of little pine cones, and in fact the cones on it are full of resin and it has a really soft needle. So it's a good opportunity, guys, to show you these bundles in action. Josh has just finished making his food, so we're taking the trivet off, and there was just a bed of coals, so we just put down one of these on the little bit of flame, and that should start to grab nicely. We can then put on a few little sticks here or logs that we've chopped. As you can hear, the rain's coming right in, but not to bother, or not to worry really, as I extended the roof a little bit, still out of the way of the fire. It just gives us a bit of added protection in this area. So guys, the rain's really coming down now, but we're nice and dry. Got our dry spaces. We've got the only bit of the Lavvu that's getting a bit dripped on is that corner there, but we knew that was going to happen if it rained, but it's just beading off, so that's good. Other than that, just keeping the hot drinks on the go. So guys, a little bit of a wet end to the trip, but yeah, it's been an overall really good one. Just a lot of relaxing by the fire, a lot of good food, exploring, and just seeing and hearing wildlife. It's been really nice. So my timing chain on my truck should be done tomorrow. So we'll go and collect that, and yeah, looking forward to the drive home actually, even though it's 5 hours. What do you reckon, Josh? Been a good one?
Yeah, it's been alright.
Yeah, it's been nice, eh? Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, should dry up hopefully by the morning when we leave, when we pack up camp. Always has to do it on the last day, doesn't it?
Well, it's got to be wet to put it away, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. No point in washing it otherwise. So it's the last evening now, guys. Rain's still persistent, but that's not really stopping anything. Got good vibes all the way around. Everything is nice and dry behind us. The Lavvu's good. And we've got some sausages just cooking over the embers now. A few little flames. Josh has opted for the double prong method. I've gone for the single stick method. But yeah, it's been a good trip. Camera battery's about to die, so we'll see you soon. So we've got some nice paninis to have with the sausages that are now just finishing off on the fire right now. See if we can get some light on it. So yeah, they're just about getting done. Looking really nice. We've got some bikinis as well. So that's probably about it for the evening, guys. Like I said before, batteries are almost out, so we'll catch up with you in the morning for a quick update when we're striking camp. So guys, final morning now. Just burning off the last of the wood just to warm up and dry a few bits off, and starting to take everything down. It's still raining, so it'll probably be get the Lavvu down, get everything put away in the dry sacks, which I've already done. So all my stuff's in my bag in dry sacks, and then yeah, leave the roof on until the last moment, get that down, quickly put it away, and get back down to meet my truck. So yeah, I'm gonna get on with that, enjoy this last little bit of warmth, deconstruct everything, and yeah, see you soon. So the Lavvu's down now, just leaving the two tarps, and obviously both tarps are kind of connected to each other, so we're going to take down my one first, put all the stuff under Josh's one, and as soon as we're ready to go, we'll take down that and hike out. Shame about the weather, but can't be helped. We've got rid of the fire, guys. I've scattered the ashes now, and I'm just going to be digging into that ground just to loosen it up. As you can see though, very muddy, soily ground here. It's not duff or anything like that, and it's not even steaming in the rain. I mean, the rain's hit this all night, so it's saturated. But what this does is just make sure that any heat that is left in there can escape, and that any water in the surrounding area that we're going to tip on this now and just get down into the area that we've heated for the last few days. And we can cover this area up back with the leaf litter and foliage. So I've got the last of the water here. It's probably about 5 litres in there. Still weighs a fair bit. We're not carrying that back. Obviously we've got this fireplace. You can see the rain going onto it. But it's always good practice to make sure that it's fully out. So we'll use the rest of this, get rid of the weight. We'll get this all over this area where we've had the fire, completely saturate it, and it ensures there's no risk of anything that we've done this time around causing any forest fires or any risk. So I'm just going to empty this, guys. So camp is all struck now. The rain's still here, but hasn't dampened our spirit. We've got our packs, an empty jerry can, everything's set ready to go, and yeah, the ground's all clear, fireplace discarded of, just got to wait for the grass to spring back up now.
Did you get me?
Yeah, I think so. So guys, thanks for watching. It's been a pretty good time, eh Josh?
A wet one but a good one.
A wet one, always when we're together, eh?
Oh, it's got to rain.
Definitely, especially on the last day.
Oh yeah, you can't put away dry.
No.
Like I said, it goes away quicker.
That's it, wouldn't have a reason to wash it otherwise.
Oh, there you go.
But until
Pre-wash.
next time guys, we'll see you soon, eh?
Having the rain to send us off on our final day was just tradition for me and Josh. But the truck was working fine. A big thanks to Paul Gates from HCR Autos for sorting out my timing chain. And a big thanks to all of you guys for tuning in. So until next time, like I said before, stay safe, and I'll see you soon on Primal Nomad.